One thing that I was thinking about is this, the only thing I have in Polish here is the kim jestem. Who am I? It's a good question, don't you think so? Who am I? Oh, I'm a painter, I'm say a writer, I do nothing. Who am I? And I need your help for this. I need two courageous people to come forward. One man and a woman with their picture ID. And you receive a small reward. Okay? Who would like to come forward with the picture ID? Don't look behind. Look forward. Nobody? No, you come. Do you have a picture ID?
Yeah.
Okay. A lady, please. No, you don't want a reward. Would you like to come? Oh, good. Oh, we have 3. Fantastic. This is very important because we need to know who you are. What you have in the picture ID? What is in there?
Oh, this is.
It's okay, no problem. It has a picture and says something about you. What does it say? Your name?
Name, yeah, surname,
Okay.
first name, last name.
Birth date?
Day of birthday, yeah.
Okay.
How tall I am.
Okay, good.
That's all.
Oh, this describes you completely.
By this document, yes.
So
yeah.
we know everything about you because of this.
Yeah, only from this, but see, my hair,
Oh,
glasses.
okay. You have, okay.
What more?
Nice. What about you? What you have in your picture ID? It's what? It's a driver's license.
Yeah, that's my face here.
Okay.
The
You look
birthday.
good. You look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's everything about my body.
Okay. Your name?
Here, my name, my first name, last name, and yeah, birthday.
Birthday? Yeah. Your height?
Yeah, not even social insurance number. No.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
And that you are licensed. You can drive.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this tells a lot of things about you and describes completely you. No?
No, not really.
No?
No.
Less than
There is
basic,
nothing
you know.
about my
Nothing.
politics view.
Oh, there are some other things that we need to identify.
about my beliefs.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I like
That's
this.
only my body.
Okay.
You see.
I brought my passport. Maybe my passport says something further.
So you have no sin number, right?
No?
So you have no sin.
Amen.
No sin.
I'm
Yeah.
saved.
Only in Canada, because everywhere else you have it. Okay.
That's a good point.
Here it says my name, that I'm male, where I was born. Oh, good.
That's right.
More
more
information.
Birth date, a beautiful picture. Yeah, so nice. But let me tell you, it doesn't completely describe me. Who am I? Who am I? But I promised a reward, wasn't it?
Oh.
So a reward to you.
See?
A reward to you.
Oh, thank you.
And you offered yourself, you get a reward as well. So,
Lord. Yeah. She kept him going all the time.
okay, so how do I know who I am? When they say who I am, who are you? How people know you? I think this is something very important that sometimes we don't give much value. If you maybe we describe ourselves with what we do, but we don't describe ourselves with who I am. In the past, in the Bible, you see, for example, some features of people identified by name. You have, for example, Abraham. In fact, his name was originally Abraham, and God changed his name to Abraham. Instead of exalted father, became father of many nations. What's that? Nice description of this guy. Jacob was a supplanter, a deceiver. This was the meaning of the name. And God said, okay, Israel is your name, because you strived with God and man and succeeded. So a name has meaning. Mainly in the Bible, the names that come there, they have meaning. There is one negative one, Nabal, that in 1 Samuel 25 you see him there, folly is with him. This would be his description, and he did not change. He did not change. He died so. There are lots and lots of examples. What about God's name, or God's names? This is a small collection that we have here. Elohim, the first thing, Elohim. Bereshit Elohim. In the beginning, Elohim, God. Is a plural name, but describing one person, God. And then you have further Yahweh, or that we translated to Jehovah, yeah, which means Lord. And it becomes a compound name with attributes of God. Jehovah Rohi, God the shepherd. Jehovah Jireh, the provider. If you go to Psalm 23, you have all these names there, okay? Or reminding these names. Yahweh Shalom, peace. Yahweh Rapha, the healer. Yahweh Tzidkenu, who is righteous. God is righteous. Wow. Shema, who is here. God is here. Is here, huh? Okay? It's with us. Nisi, my banner, my identity. I show a banner saying I'm of the team of God. I have an identity with God. Huh? Kadesh, God who sanctifies. He also said in Exodus 3, when he identified himself to Moses, what did he say? I am who I am. He was El Shaddai, the God Almighty. Then came Yeshua, Jesus. In the New Testament, I love this. This is my preferred verse. John 14, verse 6. Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me or by me. So Jesus is the only means that we have to access God. No other way. It is a sample. There are so many names, so many attributes of God. And people recognizing God as, oh, this is God. This is the one that heals. This is the one that saves. This is the one that is present. This is the one that provides. So lots of things. So we talk about God, huh? But who am I? Again, we saw that, for example, the picture ID. Well, nice picture you had there, but it doesn't describe you. You mentioned what's your belief or what you do or whatever. Huh? My name is not sufficient. My name, Alexander, is not good enough to say who I am. Put your name there. Anyone. I found a nice example in the Bible. In the book of Job, in the very beginning, you see the reputation of someone being described. In the first verse, Job 1:1, there was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was blameless, an upright, one who feared God and turned away from evil. What do you think of this description? Nice description, huh? I would like to someone recognize me this way, huh? Not the fat guy, the almost bald man, not things like that, but other things. And what happens here is the name Yov, I researched a little Job, Yov in Hebrew. It means persecuted, hated. Are some controversies. People say, oh no, it doesn't mean this, it means something different. But the important thing is his qualification, not his name here. His name was not important. Alexandri, my name, is not important. But who I am, my character, this is what is important. And the description continues. Job had 10 children, and they consistently met with each other, feasting. Wow. You see families with 2 children, like Esau and Jacob, for example, and they didn't get very well. This guy had 10 children, had 7 males and 3 females, and they went well all the time. They went together all the time. They were celebrating all the time. This says something about this guy, not about the children, but about this guy, Job. The children were the fruit, but he was the tree that gave them the direction. He knew how to teach them what they should do, how they should behave, how they should appear to people. This is what he said. And when the days of the feast had run their course, Job would send and consecrate them. And he would rise early in the morning and offer burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus Job did continually. He was a priest for the family. He offered sacrifices, asking forgiveness for the family. So, what a beautiful description of a man. Don't you think so? Raise your hand if you think so, please. Mm-hmm. And just to be sure that you are not sleeping, okay? So Job was even a priest for the family and taught the model to be followed by the kids. So what a description of this guy. But then comes something. In verse 8, God had a meeting with the angels, and in principle, Satan was an angel as well. Okay, his name originally was Lucifer, but he made some mistakes and God threw him away. But anyway, he was part of the creation of God. And from time to time, they had some meetings. And God said, hey, do you see Job? Have you considered my servant Job? That there is none like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man who fears God and turns away from evil? Oh my goodness. Do you believe that Job was expecting God talking about him to Satan? And Satan is a destroyer, is a liar. Maybe God was trying to prove something to Satan. Or maybe what came was a chastisement for the evil of Job. Job was a sinner, like I am, okay, like all of us are, and God was given a chastisement over him. Even his friends accused him that he was an awful sinner. Or maybe Job was missing something. Maybe, besides being described that way, with all that good things that you could see about Job, there was something missing. We'll stop a little bit with this story, and we go to another one that I find very, very, very interesting. A guy named Moses. Do you remember this guy? This guy was a baby that should have been killed, but because of the faith of his mother, Jochebed, she placed him in an improvised boat, and the daughter of Pharaoh was the one that rescued him and decided to nourish him. And then his sister said, "Oh, why don't you call someone from the Hebrew community to raise him up?" And was exactly his mother. Huh? So he was in the court, he was a prince, but he was grown in God's way he wanted his people to grow. Wow, this guy was really different. And this guy was used to do what? To ransom the people, to rescue the people from Pharaoh. How many people? 20? 50? 600,000 families. This means more than 2 million people. In a few days, Moses was leading 2 million people held by God. If God was not there, he could not do anything. Huh? For sure, he was exhausted. He was exhausted with these guys. Oh my goodness. Each one would have it. You would, oh, he stepped on my foot. You would say, oh, he gave me his elbow. Oh, he took me my candy. Huh? Things like that. They were all complaining with Moses. But he became famous, and his father-in-law came and brought his wife. He was not with the family when he was crossing from Egypt to the wilderness. And Jethro came and brought his daughter and his children. He had 2 children. And he brought family to him. So it was time for Moses to care for the family as well. And then this guy decided to observe what he was doing. When Moses' father-in-law saw all that he was doing for the people, he said, "What is this that you are doing for these people? What is this? Why do you sit alone and all 2 million people come to you? There is something wrong here." Not that Moses was a bad guy, not because he killed someone in the past. Huh? Remember that? Yeah. He was someone that 40 years later killed someone. But anyway, the father-in-law became a consultant. And he told him, "Now obey my voice. I will give you advice, and God be with you. You shall represent the people before God and bring their cases to God. And you shall warn them about the statutes and the laws and make them know the way in which they must walk and what they must do." So he was doing too many things. God through Jethro said something. See, do what is good. Teach people. Make the model for them to follow. At that time, there was no law. The commandments were not there yet. Yeah? And then bring in people to help you. Moreover, look for able men from all the people, men who fear God and who are trustworthy and hate a bribe, and place such men over the people as chiefs of thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. So he built a hierarchy of people directing those 2 million people. What a wise thing to do. Sometimes we try to resolve everything by ourselves, and this is not good. We need help. We need help.